Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am your host, Audrey Williams. It's the first Friday in January, and the first Friday of each month is set aside for self-consecration in order to make amends for past and present offenses. What better time to begin to make amends than at the beginning of the year? While you're in the process of doing that, you might want to stick around while we keep you updated on how to start a business, develop a solid foundation, and be better stewards of our legacy. So sit back and relax because we're going to turn the pages of our Jamaica Magazine.
2023 was a banner year for the government and people of Jamaica. We saw record unemployment, earned over $4 billion from tourism, experienced 10 consecutive quarters of economic growth, secured historic credit ratings, improved our infrastructure, and more Jamaicans became home and landowners in the year. These and so much more happened in 2023. Catch the highlights in Jamaica Magazine, aired on this station and on social media.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JIS News for Friday, January 5, 2024. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is reasserting that citizens will have a say in the roads to be repaired in their communities under the Spark program, which begins this year. The shared prosperity through accelerated improvement to our road network, Spark, was first announced by the Prime Minister during his budget presentation last year. A $20 billion budget allocation will be made for the intervention this year, with funding expected to reach $40 billion over 3 years.
Because the truth is that the only way sometimes that people have any impact on government policy is by protests and demonstrations. And I think that in 2024 Jamaica, there has to be a better way for the public to be able to exercise influence on government policy. So a part of this allocation will be community driven.
Prime Minister Holness addressed the matter yesterday as he led a visit to sections of Portland, which was impacted by recent heavy rains and flooding, particularly over the Christmas period. The inclement weather caused significant damage to some roads and related infrastructure, houses, and agriculture spaces. Mr. Holness acknowledged that while the $20 billion is a significant allocation, it is not enough to meet the demands that exist in the country. He therefore cautioned that the community involvement was to assist in identifying the priority roads for attention under the project.
All the members of parliament, the councillors, the elected representatives must conduct consultations, division by division, so that people can say which infrastructure, which road, which drain, which gully, which breakaway. So you want to have the public to be able to discuss it, to hear their views.
The Portland Police Department is urging livestock farmers to swiftly report any theft of their livestock to help prevent predial larceny in the parish. The parish's Superintendent of Police, Lloyd Darby, made the appeal during a recent monthly meeting of the Portland Municipal Corporation. He says the police have been working to strengthen their efforts to combat predial larceny, especially as it relates to cattle.
We realize that sometimes long after the fact that incidents do happen, farmers believe that if there's not a strong likelihood, if they don't have suspects, in the cases they don't report it, because they believe it's fruitless. But we are saying, if we don't know that the incidents are happening, we cannot strategize our deployment.
Superintendent Darby adds that the police department will increase visits to abattoirs and slaughterhouses and will be enforcing the cattle slaughter registry. In addition, the police will be building on partnerships with other stakeholders to help reduce violence across the parish. Applications are now open for the fourth installment of the Innovation Grant Fund for medium-sized businesses. The $20 million grant is being offered by the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ. It can be accessed through the Boosting Innovation, Growth and Entrepreneurship Ecosystems BIGI program. The application window will remain open from January 2 to February 13 to entrepreneurs with new and innovative products and services. This can be done online via thinkbiggie.com. The DBJ says that for the incoming cohort, strong focus will be placed on two main areas: women-led and women-owned businesses, along with climate mitigation projects. Since the program began in 2020, the DBJ has awarded grants to 12 medium-sized Jamaican companies representing an investment of $190 million. According to the DBJ, most of the projects have been successfully completed and the remaining ones are now in the close-out phase, all of them having recorded growth and an upward trajectory. Boosting Innovation, Growth and Entrepreneurship Ecosystem BIGI is the government's 5-year project valued at $25 million. It is financed by the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB. In 2021, based on the performance of the program, the European Union awarded a non-reimbursable grant of $8.2 million to support its continuation. More than 1,000 persons are now using JA Customs Connect, a new Jamaica Customs Agency JCA mobile app to undertake their business-related transactions with the entity. The app, which is expected to be officially launched this month, is aimed at ensuring that stakeholders have a seamless, more efficient and easier way of doing business. Chief Information Officer at the JCA, Andre Williams, tells JIS News that the agency recognized that there was a gap for the average citizen who might be shipping a small package all the way through to commercial transactions. The JA Customs Connect app was developed to ensure that anyone conducting transactions with the JCA has real-time information at their fingertips to track and trace their packages once it has arrived and the declaration has been submitted to customs. The app also adds an additional method of payment, which would bring about another layer of simplicity for customers. In addition, it facilitates a tariff search, which allows users to easily find applicable tariffs for specific products so they can determine duty rates. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Users can simply search for the Jamaica Customs Agency or JA Customs Connect to download the app. And finally, the National Housing Trust, NHT, is again urging citizens to be aware of unscrupulous individuals and potential scams as they attempt to apply for their contribution refunds. The trust is now accepting applications for contribution reimbursements from qualifying donors who paid in 2016 or earlier. Assistant General Manager for Corporate Communications and Public Affairs, Dwayne Burbick, is reminding persons that for safety reasons, the NHT only provides 2 types of communication during the refund period. He says if there is a problem with the application, the NHT will ask applicants to contact the trust directly. And the second communication is a notification when the refund has been successfully completed.
We've picked up on a particular trend of unscrupulous individuals sending out fictitious communication that purports to be from the NHT. And we want to emphasize that the NHT does not request contributors having submit an application to provide any further verification to the information that they would have provided at the time of application.
Mr. Burbick was addressing a recent JIS think tank session. He adds that there is no deadline for submitting a refund application and contributors can get their money back at any time during the year. Persons can apply for a refund through 3 channels: the Trust's website at nht.gov.jm, NHT Online, and the mobile app. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Jamaicans don't tolerate corruption. Me I tell you no put up with corruption. So let's join hands across the nation and help improve the way we function. We have to give hope to them youth. Corruption blocks growth for the future. So if we not practice doing the right thing every time, then we are the loser. So make we just get up, stand up and all unite to join the fight to make it right. No corruption makes the future bright. No corruption will help prevent crime.
A message from the Integrity Commission.
Thank you for staying with us. Starting a new business can be a demanding endeavor. However, learning from others can help you get off on the right foot, especially if you want to specialize in poultry farming. On that note, our next feature will give you some tips from a young business farmer.
We have a little hospital coop basically for the chickens that don't look so promising. My uncle Raymond, he's a big poultry farmer because social media is new marketing tool basically. Hi, my name is Cleo Jones and this is my story. I'm a 21-year-old poultry farmer. Started farming about 4 or 5 months ago. Went viral on TikTok, and ever since the poultry business has been booming for me. I started with only 100 chickens, and right now on the farm collectively me and my uncle have about 4,000 chickens, including layers.
Cleo come by my farm and his man and mother and he said, "Mommy, I love farming." And I said, "Okay, bring him over, I can teach him how to farm," and so him started out.
When I just started poultry farming, the big question was, how am I going to be different? I didn't just want to walk into a restaurant and say, "Can I speak to the owner? Hey, some race fowl." I didn't just want to do that. I wanted to market it in a way that I separated myself from other poultry farmers, made my brand different. And something just came to my mind that, hey, you're good at music, you're good at writing songs, poems. Why not infuse that creativity into the business, spread it on different social platforms and see what could happen. That's what I did, and it worked. Okay, you want a song? Yes. All right, so. If education are the key, ambition are the locksmith. First batch sold off is another batch. This to the profit like gymnasts. Make you back flip back that again till you see a fat brick. We supply wings and legs and hip for the curry and fry and jerk man grill link. If you know smarty with the chicken and chips, big up Damien and the whole chicken and things. High pro feed, make your birds active. Youth start farming and make a million quick. The reason why I decided to go into poultry is because Corona taught me one of the most important business lessons, and that is essential business is the most important. So most of my customers that, order chickens from me, they do it via social media because, social media, it's the new marketing tool. It's not a case where I have to bring them on the farm. I just, need the address to have it delivered to them. Most of the times I'm busy, so I don't do the delivery, but, I have the courier that does the delivery for them. So I get the order basically, open the deep freeze, weigh the chickens that are already harvested, and send it off to the restaurant, to the wholesale, to the cook shop, the household, wherever. What we do, we go to a super center, we pick up the baby chickens from the hatchery, fresh out the eggs and everything. We transport them here on the farm. We have 2 coops that we use as the nursery coop basically, because those coops contains the heat bulbs and the required facility to basically nurture those baby chicks. Then after that we transport them to the big coop and we basically feed them for 6 weeks, take care of them until they're ready to be harvested.
What I do, I actually build about 6 huge concrete tanks and harvest rainwater and treat it. So wherever time already I use that for the chicken, for the pig and for the goat. So I don't buy a lot of water. I've actually calculated 9 months of rainfall water. So that means if I have drought for 9 months, I can supply myself for 9 months with water.
Jamaica is basically importing a lot of things that we have the potential to grow. I would advise a lot of youths to jump into farming. It's profitable. There's a great demand for it, so you just want to market your stuff the right way. So yeah, I would definitely encourage everybody to build a fowl coop, plant some cabbage, plant something, grow something. Now that you see what I'm doing, you can join in on this too. Stop farm fool, farm fowl.
Once upon a time in a Caribbean island known for its rich culture and natural beauty, lived a group of people who were buried in piles and piles and more piles of paper. Papers spanning back to the start of time. Then came a bright idea, harnessing technology to work smarter and not harder. The government of Jamaica is improving its operations to serve citizens better. Many services are now available online, and there's more to come. The government of Jamaica, building a better public sector for all.
So, there were two men. One of them built his house on a rock and the other on sand. When the storm struck, the house constructed on a rock withstood it, while the other one built on sand crumbled. So, let me ask you, where did you build your house? Let us hear from our Prime Minister Andrew Holness about the importance of building on the proper foundation.
It is clear that some Jamaicans, have chosen to live in areas which are dangerous to live in because those areas are susceptible to weather events. People have chosen to live on hillsides that are precarious. People have chosen to live very close to river banks, and some even build in river courses. We have quite a number of communities that are perched precariously again on gully banks. We give God thanks every day that when we have these major weather events, we have not seen any significant loss of life or damage. But I would say that it may not always be the case, and I would use this opportunity to urge Jamaicans that when we understand the issues of settlement, we understand the issues of housing and where you can find marginal land to live on and so forth, but you should, in seeking to settle, in seeking to live, to find a place to live, take into consideration the environmental issues and the climate change issues, particularly the environmental issues having to do with your access to water, with the stability of the slope. If you have to clear the land, how will that affect the stability of the slope? And then pay attention to the climate change issues. You're going to have frequent weather events. And what we notice about these frequent weather events is that they are of high intensity. So normally we would have a 50-year weather event. But we're now having these 50-year weather events once every 2 years. And if that is the case, then it is a creeping destruction of the infrastructure, and the probability of your house, which is built in a danger zone, being damaged. Government will try to respond, but the government will not be able to respond to everybody's needs all the time. So we have to be smart about it. Government has to enforce as well, has to put down its foot to say, listen, we understand the issues, but for your own safety, you just can't build in these areas anymore. We will have that conversation with the people and enforce the legislation that are in place, and maybe we would have to put in new legislation.
Practicing good oral health is essential in maintaining fresh breath and a healthy smile. Always remember to brush twice daily for 2 minutes with fluoride toothpaste to strengthen tooth enamel and help fight gum disease. Always brush in a circular motion using a soft toothbrush. Floss once daily to remove food particles between the teeth and the gum line. Use a mouthwash to clean areas of the mouth a toothbrush or floss can't reach. Change your toothbrush every 3 to 4 months. Visit your dentist every 6 months for checkups and cleaning. And be sure to drink water to keep gum disease, plaque, and cavities at bay. Remember, good oral health is key to a healthy mouth.
We don't remember days. we remember moments. So let us find ways to make our elders feel included and cherished, because they're a part of our experiences and those moments.
It's often said that children of a nation are its future. Conversely, a nation's progress is chronicled through its senior citizens. Seniors are the backbone and foundation of any successful society. It's on their work and achievements that we are building a brighter future for all our citizens. We want to continue to benefit from their contributions, and that's why we've compiled ways to engage and involve this invaluable segment of our society.
Did you know adults aged 60 years and older in Jamaica are called older adults?
Did you know that in some countries, one can be dubbed an older adult at age 50 or 65, depending on the laws of that country?
Have you heard? The world's population is aging. The World Health Organization has declared that by the year 2050, adults aged 60 years and older will number 2.1 billion.
Here in Jamaica, older adults are the fastest growing segment of the population, moving from 6.7% in 1960 to 12.6% in 2015.
That's why it is very important that we incorporate our seniors in the decision-making process to give advice on social issues as well as benefit from their labor. To capitalize on this effort, the United Nations and the World Health Organization have declared 2020 to 2030 as the decade of healthy aging. This simply means giving older adults the opportunity to be and do things they value throughout their life, while being free of disease and infirmity. In Jamaica, the National Council for Senior Citizens has earmarked the last week in September annually as Senior Citizens Week. The last Sunday in September is observed as Grandparents' Day, and every year on October 1, the world celebrates International Day of Older Persons. We want to incorporate our seniors in all that we do. Here's how you can get involved and be an ally to them.
If you are a caregiver or a family member, remember, incorporate the older adult in the decision making. For example, what to eat or what to wear.
Utilize their help in situations. Remember, they have lived through many hardships. We have had world wars, we have had disease outbreaks. Utilize their help.
Familiarize yourself with issues related to older adults. For example, the terminologies. What is gerontology? Gerontology is the science and comprehensive study of older adults and the issues concerning them. Healthy aging and good health is not just the absence of disease. However, it requires an opportunity for older adults to be active, to enjoy the things that they've always enjoyed doing, break the intergenerational gap. Seniors would love to be able to talk to you and have you listen to them.
Volunteer your time to seniors, be it in an old age home or an infirmary. Carve out some time to spend with an older family member.
Older adults have a sexual appetite. Don't discriminate.
Remember, seniors are adults. Don't treat them like a child. Don't abuse them.
Ask yourself the question, what can I do for an older adult today? Researchers. Studies show that most research do not involve older persons. Community leaders. Be an advocate for the older person in your community today. See to it that they are prepared for the social activities so they can go out and be participatory in what's happening in the community. Young people, what can you do? Just be there, be present, listen to their stories. Teach them the newer technologies that will allow them to communicate and stay in touch with family and friends that are far away. Just be there. Be available for our older adults today.
Seniors are our portal to the past, a guide to the future, and most important, a resource in the present. They are an invaluable part of our society. Let's treat them with the respect and love they deserve. For more information on Senior Citizens Week and how you can be a part of an older adult's life, call the National Council for Senior Citizens at 876-906-9277.
One thing I guarantee you, one thing I'm assuring you, is that throughout it all, we're going to walk hand in hand because we want to make this growth ministry that we are all working in, this growth sector that we're trying to drive. Because if agriculture grows, everything else grows. And we are going to partner with all stakeholders, especially our farmers, investors, entrepreneurs, young people coming through 4-H, right? All our agencies that we have out there in order to drive the growth and development and to make you, our farmers and our investors' lives better.
Human trafficking is modern slavery. It has many forms and faces. Men, women, and children of all ages, race, and class can become prey. They are exploited through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. They are controlled by another person, treated as property, and stripped of their rights. Human trafficking is modern slavery. Let's put an end to it.
We've reached the end of our program. Get a recap of everything you saw here and more on our website, gis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.